Welcome everyone in to the virtual Talladega Superspeedway for Ron Morris Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder. We're here in season number 6 and week 2 of the championship playoffs. And tonight we are here in Talladega Superspeedway for 70 laps of action here tonight around the 2.66 mile Super Speedway, and we're going to be in the next gen here tonight. So NASCAR's Premier Series car, the next gen. And there'll be a stage break tonight, lap number 25. 40% fuel in the fuel cells tonight. 2 extra sets of Goodyear tires, no fast repairs, fixed setups, and 3 green-white checkers if we need them. 14-mile-an-hour wind here today, cloudy skies, and 66-degree ambient temperature. Let's show you the track temp as well. And that's going to be 77 degrees. So cool track temp here for Talladega as we get set for playoff race number 2. And qualifying over with here tonight. So we'll bring you down here to the grid of tonight's race as these drivers get set to go racing. Still waiting on a couple drivers to grid here. We will pull the qualifying results up, and Jeff Merck sits atop the scoring pylon for qualifying as he will lead us to green here tonight in the number 60 for Roughneck Racing. Joe Horta for Jack Shack Hugh will start second, outside front row. Jared Haynes will start third here tonight. Daniel Falkingham in fourth, and Kyler Wynn rounds out your top 5 starting spots. Evan Carlbon will start 6th. Sean Corbett in 7th. Trevin Ashburnoff in 8th. Kenny McCullough Jr. in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, Freddie Bazinez. Wyatt Gray will start 11th here tonight. Nathan Harper 12th. Malik Ray 13th. Stephen Miles 14th. Dylan Jones in 15th. Daniel Eberhardt III in 16th. Matt Lee will start 17th. Josh McCullough will start 18th here. Starting 19th will be Brock Westmoreland. Mark Vondell starts in 20th. And James Wagner will start 21st as it's a 21-car field here tonight. As we get set to roll off pit lane in just a minute, pace car getting ready to fire up here. We'll bring up tonight's race flyer. You see it right there. And the payouts there on the side. Probably going to be a little bit less tonight. That's based off 25, and we have 21 drivers here tonight. But stage winner usually takes home $30, and we'll see that stage break at lap number 25 here tonight. 70 laps of action here. You see all the playoff drivers there on the right-hand portion of your screen. And tonight, we will advance drivers to the second round of the playoffs. So this is race number 2 in the playoffs, round number 1. And we will advance drivers from, I believe, 16 all the way down to 8, if I'm not mistaken. So cutting the championship field in half here tonight. As here is your playoff schedule. Is June the 24th here tonight. And this is the round of 16. We'll go down to the round of 8 next week. And that'll be July 8th. I actually believe we're going to have an off week next week for the 4th of July holiday. So let me get that, make sure that is correct. Yep, we'll be back in 2 weeks from tonight. And that'll be the round of 8. That'll be the trucks at Talladega. And a week after that will be Xfinity at Daytona. And that will get us to our Championship 4 on July the 22nd. Cup cars right back here at Talladega as we look forward to crown a Season 6 champion here in RMR. And I will be going up here and getting joined tonight by the owner of the series, Ron Morris, as we get set to go green. This time by, it'll be the 60 of Jeff Merck, an outside front row. That'll be the number 1 of Joe Horta. So Jack Shack driver there on the outside. RNR, that's the Roughneck Racing Machine of Jeff Merck, P1 tonight, pole position, as the pace car is going to dive onto pit lane for the first time here tonight. And we will hear all these engines come to full song here in Alabama as we get to the restart zone, and the green flag is in the air. Lap number 1 in the books, and Joe Hort is going to be on top of the board here right now momentarily for the Jack Shack. Sporting a great looking paint scheme here tonight. On his outside, that'll be his teammate, the 89 of Trevin Ashronoff that we saw a couple weeks ago walk-off win to get into the championship playoffs. And I'm now joined by the boss man. It's Ron Morris Jr. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Mike. How you doing? Good.
Yeah, pretty good here. Looking forward to calling tonight's race. And it should be a good race here in the next gen. You see them bottoming out here in the turns now with the new update. A lot of sparks flying off the bottom of these racecrafts here. You see Daniel Eberhardt wasting no time getting to the front. That'll be D3 in a smaller field here tonight, 21 drivers. I expect a pretty clean race here tonight, Ron.
Yeah, I think these guys are going to be smart tonight. You know, we got I think a couple playoff drivers didn't make it. Brock ended up making it, but you know, we racing for 7 spots because Falkenham's already locked in. So these guys know they can get a win and get in. There's a couple guys that are down a bit on points, like Kyler Wynn, who's up here leading the inside lane, that kind of needs a win. But I think these guys will race smart at least until it gets to the end, and then they get desperate. So I expect to see a good clean race tonight.
Well, one guy that knows how to race his way in, and that's the guy sitting P3 right now, Trevin Ashronoff, out of Augusta, Georgia. We saw him, like we said, a couple weeks ago, steal that spot away from Mike Davenport of Team PGR. A walk-off win, and a win for the ages for the 89. And man, what a last lap that was, as the 89 got to victory lane and held off a strong field behind him. And here he is again, Ron, leading the pack down the Alabama Gang super stretch, as he's now getting pushed by Matt Lee. Good to see Matt Lee in an 04 Outback here on the track. And yeah, we'll see if Trevin Ashronoff can continue that, get back to victory lane, and lock himself into that championship 8 next week.
Yeah, Trevor's sitting pretty solid right now. He's sitting 6th in points, but I mean, it's pretty tight. I think anybody's in this thing. I mean, of course, anybody's in it with a win, but you know, it's a pretty tight race going back to the top 13 or so. So it'll get interesting. Like you said, this new update on my Randy's cars. When was that? Sunday night. The sparks and everything was really cool, man. Really realistic looking. So they seem to drive a bit different. They're a little harder to drive, which to me is better. So we'll see. I think we'll have a good clean race here tonight.
Riding on board here with James Wagner out of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And James Wagner lately has been racing pretty good, and can't count him out here tonight.
James been running tough. I ran the light series off-season race last night, and he ran pretty good. Was running up front pretty much the whole night. I think he led some laps. I never led any, but I ran up front all night. Just messed up on fuel strategy a little bit, and then got caught speeding. So that was a fun race last night.
Yeah, great race last night. So I mean, I'll tell you what, I didn't really get to tune into much of it, but tuned into the end. And, man, I mean, you don't typically see fuel mileage playing that big of a role in any of these races. And guys just dropping like flies in the last lap. I mean, we were all on the edge of our seat. Anyone watching that race last night. And, you know, every so often you get one of those lucky scenarios where you really have a dramatic, you know, ending to a race that was really good. Positive reviews all around. I know the broadcasters had a great time calling last night's race there in the ARCA car. And like I said, I think tonight might make this start this week off 2 for 2. As this car, this package with this many drivers here, 21, should play into the hands of a fairly clean race. As right now, all these drivers riding around here on the bottom lane, like we said, 40% fuel in these racecrafts. So, you know, green flag stops tonight, especially in a little bit longer race, 70 laps, will play a pivotal role in the winner of tonight's race. So we see Daniel Falkingham, he locked himself in 1 week ago with the win in the first playoff race. Remember, we are still in, technically speaking, the round of 16 here, which is 2 weeks long. This being the second of 2 races in the round of 16. So we'll see. It's a big jump here tonight. We're going 16 down to 18, or 16 down to 8. And Malik Ray is one of those guys. Here he is on the top, trying to make a move here to the front of the pack.
Yeah, we're going to cut the playoff field in half tonight. The guys making that top 8 are going to all get paid out of the championship. So, we're racing hard for that top 8. Looks like they'll get at least 100, and I got it estimated on. I think it's about $150 for getting 8th place, and it goes up pretty good from there. So they'll be racing hard for that to get in that top 8, which is good.
Well, I got some thunder rolling in here northeast Ohio tonight, and man, I've had some bad luck here with weather, and hopefully we can keep this broadcast rolling.
But it's Tuesday Night Thunder.
Yeah, it's that, you know what? No pun intended there, but it is. It's Tuesday Night Thunder here, live on the PGR eSports Network, and thunder out here. And I'll tell you what, Ron, it's been a hot one. You know, up here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whew, heat index is over 100 the last few days. And I know on the food truck today, it was definitely over 100 degrees for us at the job. So nice to be in a cool air conditioning home here tonight, calling the race. Hopefully we don't lose any power here as Daniel Eberhardt powers through to the first position right now. Astronaut win, Horta and Falkingham currently your top 5.
Well, that hot weather ought to help you sell some smoothies, right, Michael?
Oh yeah, that we're having no problem doing right now. You know, it's been a kind of a rainy spring, you know, April into May, and now obviously turning the page to summer here, and the extreme of the heat. So yeah, you never know. Mother Nature always wins, and that's one thing you can't control. And we'll see if these drivers can stay within control here tonight. Like Ron said, 16 down to 8, and once you get to that 8, everyone paid out. Matt Lee, here he is getting his way here to the bottom of the racetrack. Kyler Wynn's going to jet to the lead here with his teammate Malik Ray. And we still watch Matt Lee right here, but here's Kyler Wynn, Malik Ray, now Stephen Miles. This trio right here, all working together. And there's that guy, James Wagner, we were talking about. Oh. And he has said he wants to be aggressive. And aggressive he is being here early, 11 laps in tonight. Wagner in the top 5.
Yeah, Mert got hung up on the outside out there by himself, but D3 came to the rescue, and now he's got Matt Lee up there with him, so a couple teammates up there on the outside. Looks like that outside line is pretty good tonight. Speaking of weather here, it's a little cool. 66 degrees and mostly cloudy with a 78-degree track temp, so I had to throw another session up. I know the first session I had, it was a little warmer, and that was like 89 degrees, so the track ought to be cool and fast and grippy today, so tonight.
Well, we'll take you guys through the field here right before the pit stops. It's going to actually be a 20-car field here tonight. Josh McCullough looks like he didn't make the grid. So we're going to go all the way back in the back right now. It's Freddie Bazinez and Brock Westermelin. That couple right there all by themselves pushing hard. here in the back of the pack, lost the draft. Mark Vondell here in the 18th position. Right in front of him is going to be Dylan Jones and Kenny McCullough Jr. Farther up front here, it's going to be Wyatt Gray carrying the 18 in that blue and black machine here, that Chevrolet. Jared Haynes in front of him. Sean Corbett, Nathan Harper. And Nathan Harper, obviously, he's got some wins here this season. Evan Carlbaum here in 11th right now, and just cracking the top 10 at the moment. That's going to be Daniel Falkingham. Joe Horta. Here he is right here in the 9th place position. They're exchanging blows right now with James Wagner, and here's Daniel Eberhardt. Jeff Merck. Astronaut right now in 5th. You see Stephen Miles, Malik Ray, and Kyler Wynn now P2, and Matt Lee, new leader in town. 13 of 70 in the books, and not too long here, we'll be seeing these cars peel off down onto pit lane for what will be the first stops here of the night, and mostly, I believe 2 tire sets. I don't see many of these guys really getting tires, because we're gonna have that stage break at 25. So it's gonna be a splash of Sunoco racing fuel to get them to the end of the stage. And right now, these drivers, we've seen throughout the year, race for the stage pretty hard, Ron, and we've seen some cautions on that white flag of the stage.
Yeah, the stage is paying $30, and it's also a point for playoffs. So the stage is relatively big, not as big as the big picture, but yeah, I mean, technically the window's open, so we'll see. I'm sure we'll have some run it out, and they won't take a whole lot of fuel, so yeah, won't have time to get tires. There's a few taking pit stops right now. Got Vondell, got Kenny and Mark Vondell coming in. Looks like the only 2 takers.
Yeah, on pit lane, it looks like I believe Wagner as well. He's going to pit. So some drivers coming down pit lane here, and some others going to stretch it here. As Jeff Merck to the lead, as they go around the M&M's car of Freddie Bazinez, and he's going to have to fight to stay on that lead lap. Remember, we'll have that yellow for the stage. So he's just got to remain the first car a lap down, and he will get that
Westmoreland's lap down too, though. Yeah, Westmoreland's a lap down too, so they put Freddie 2 laps down. I'm not sure what happened there.
Well, we got a lot staying out, but we got a lot coming in. Eberhardt's going to lead him down pit lane. Kyler Wynn. Here comes Malik Ray, Jeff Merck. Leaders are in. We got a few more remaining on the racetrack. But a great entry by everyone you see here in this picture. And these guys doing a great job. Get down to that pit lane speed of 55 miles an hour. As Jeff Merck comes here, he's going to come into his pit stall. And he's got that first pit stall here tonight. He's going to slide. Nope, he's going to get on those brakes. Going to hold that off. So Jeff Merck doing an excellent job here and just taking that fuel. As you see Jeff Merck now getting off pit lane. He's actually going to lose that battle. Kyler Wynn's going to win it. Here comes Nathan Harper, Wyatt Gray, Falkingham, Jones. I believe Carl Bond a little bit farther behind him, and Corbett. So these 6 cars, they're going to all come down pit lane now. And we'll see them fanning out here. And they're going to get all down to speed. Some smoke from the back tires there as they get hard on those brakes. And everyone has now made their pit stop here, Ron, with 16 laps in the books. Remember, we'll have that competition caution here, 25 coming to 26 for the stage. As we now see Daniel Falkingham still waiting on fuel. He is now out of his box. And we will see how Kyler Wynn and company will blend in with these drivers. And I'm assuming we'll be blending in here on the backstretch.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good race here. Falkingham, that contingent has a pretty good lead out there. We'll have to see if these guys can run them down the backstretch. They're going to have a lot bigger pack, so chances are they will. Falkingham, Harper, and Jones had a really good stop.
Yeah, really good stop here for these. Yep, for these 3 leaders, and here comes that pack with Wynn. He's going to go to the outside. They got a head of steam. Malik Ray, Stephen Miles is going to follow suit. And remember that M&M's car right there, Bazinez. He's fighting Brock Westmoreland for the lucky dog. Westmoreland currently has it, but Bazinez makes the pass. Westmoreland's going to go back, and he's now in jeopardy as Bazinez goes around. And hey, Bazinez right now, he's looking to maybe unmap himself here.
Well, he's 2 down, though, I think, isn't he? Let's see.
Thought he was 1. It's showing.
Fred, he's showing 3 laps down. So.
Oh wow. Yeah. So sometimes the scoring that I see is unfortunately hard to tell sometimes. So Ron's got the right. Yep, you'll see it on the top of your screen. 2 down for Brock and 3 down for Bazinez. McCullough did not make the race. So trouble here early for Bazinez and Westmoreland as Malik Ray now takes the lead, and we've seen him time and time again, Ron, win stage after stage all season long. That Inferno racing machine, the gold and white, just has a knack for these stage wins. We'll see if he can stay up front. Here comes Eberhardt, Malik Ray, Jeff Merck here on the top.
Yeah, I love that paint scheme that Malik runs. I like flames, so it's a hot rod, right? I like it. That outside line just blew by the inside line.
Yeah, Eberhardt here leads on the bottom. Matt Lee with the Blanchards towing there on the hood. Here comes.
Yeah, good to see Matt back. We missed him the last couple weeks. So. Had a win, but didn't get in the playoffs because he didn't have enough starts. He just needed 1 more start and didn't make that last regular season race. But good to see him back out here, though.
Yes, it is. Doing a great job pushing the 90 right here is Matt Lee. He's going to look high. He's going to think better. He's going to stay down. Eberhardt's going to take the run. Nope, he's not. He's going to come back down. Wynn stays up there. He gets pushed by Falkingham. And we stay 2 by 2. About 5 laps to go until we decide this one here for the stage. And every point going to count to the bitter end here tonight as we advance 8 of the top 16 drivers in the championship points to round number 2, which, like I said, will take place in 2 weeks from tonight due to the 4th of July holiday week.
Yeah, we're going to take the week off next week. We may run a little race and put together a possible little ARCA race next week. I got it scheduled right now for Talladega, but I'm thinking, it's the Firecracker 300. We might do Daytona instead, under the lights.
Yeah, so
but I really like those ARCA cars. That was a lot of fun last night on those ARCA cars. It's a pretty fun car to drive. Get a lot of good runs, so, it's fun.
Yeah, Bazinez stays out front. He is not your leader. It's actually going to be Daniel Falkingham right now. But he is working well with Bazinez. He's going to use him as a crutch here. Trying to get clear to the bottom. He does right in front of Wynn. Dylan Jones gets a little loose. Ooh, they're going to almost wreck. Bazinez goes to block. I'm sure these leaders not happy right now with the car a few laps down. 3 wide we go with Brock Westmill and Dylan Jones. And I'll tell you what, we got to be careful here. These drivers getting a little racy here. A few laps to go till the stage break. And like I said, we've seen this all year. Bazinez off the pace, onto the apron, as he is going to try to find his way back into the track here. Back up front, Daniel Falkingham, eNASCAR Coke Series driver. Race tonight at Dover. Not sure where he exactly finished there. But now he's going to be freight trained by Wynn and Miles, as well as Malik Ray. And it's going to be hard to beat right there. Those 3 teammates, when they're right by you, Ashmanoff's going to follow him through.
Yeah, Freddie went from getting 1 of his laps back to back in the pack.
Yeah, and that's why he's racing so hard. Understandable there. He knows tonight's race might not have that many yellows. With the smaller fields, the Bazinez trying to do it the old-fashioned way. But I would assume Brock
I think being multiple laps down. Yeah, I think being multiple laps down now probably not going to deem well for anybody.
Well, yeah, right now, actually, Sean Corbett now goes the lap down. So Corbett will be the beneficiary of the yellow So Corbett will be the lucky dog. Brock West. Ooh,
Oh,
Kyler Wynn
oh,
almost turned. He saves it. Jeff Merck nearly turns the 82 of Kyler Wynn. 3 wide at the front of the pack. It's Merck. Eberhardt now in the middle. Merck's got to control that car a little bit as he comes down there into the middle lane just about. Jeff Merck getting aggressive here, as was Kyler Wynn. We're going to take the white flag when we get around here to the front stretch. Kyler Wynn underneath Eberhardt for the lead. Falkingham's going to go with Eberhardt. And his teammate, couple back, or right behind him, I should say, Nathan Harper. Malik Ray now to the top. Wynn gets left out. And this is anyone's ball game here for the stage, as the white flag now being showed in the flag stand for tonight's stage.
It looks like Wagner's going to go lap now.
Yeah, this will be the final lap of the stage. Wagner goes a lap down. So Eberhardt takes the white flag for the stage. He's a sit and duck right now. 2 teammates right behind the 90 Eberhardt. Malik Ray's getting a massive run here on the bottom. Man, Eberhardt doing a great job of blocking that run of Falkingham. Here comes Jeff Merck fighting back with Matt Lee in the middle.
Oh boy, we're gonna really race for this stage.
Yes, we are. Eberhardt right now.
Sometimes they don't have a fast repair.
Doing a great job of blocking everyone. Malik Ray is going to block him again. Malik Ray might give up here. No, he won't. Side by side with Eberhardt. And Malik Ray snatches it.
Wow.
Right at the line. Malik Ray wins stage here tonight. And what a finish. And we will definitely go back and watch the replay as Malik Ray executes a perfect pass at the line to narrowly defeat Daniel Eberhardt III for tonight's stage. And here we go. And Malik Ray right there makes the move side by side with Eberhardt. Nearly door bangs right there, and he's just going to get that little extra speed he needed. And that's the stage win there to the number 1. And we'll watch it a little bit farther back. There they are coming off turn number 4.
Man, what a stage, though.
And we'll actually get in real time here. Here's Malik Ray. All over. I mean, he almost nearly wrecked Eberhardt. I mean, he just did everything he could do to find a way, and he did. And another stage win for Malik Ray, and an excellent textbook job there. And man, I'll tell you Eberhardt did a great job himself there in the last lap or two to hold off this field, just making all the right blocks, timely blocks too, really clean blocks from D3, but it wasn't enough there to hold Malik Ray back, and that will unfortunately not go, his way here. But it went the way of race fans here tonight, tuning on into this playoff run here as the first stage caution free, and an excellent stage break there as Kenny McCullough now is going to find his way in the lead. I'm assuming Kenny McCullough pitted a little bit earlier tonight and got that fuel, so did not need to pit there, and he's going to play the strategy game here tonight as he will cycle to the front of the field. Looks like Wyatt Gray, Jeff Merck, Joe Horta, Nathan Harper right now will be your top 5. Eberhardt in 6th. Your stage winner, Malik Ray, actually on pit lane. Looks like he might have some damage. Taking a break, not quite sure, but Malik Ray on pit road right now, so he'll have no problem. He knows smaller field here tonight. He has no problem going from the back to the front. Well, we have a second. We will take our first race break here of tonight's race, and we'll be right back with you here live on the PGR eSports Network. Back here live on the PGR eSports Network. Tuesday Night Thunder back under the green flag. Kenny McCullough leads them back down to the race here. And Jeff Merck to his outside. Stage 1 in the books. And the winner of the stage, Malik Ray, in the number 1 here tonight. And now all eyes here on the second and final stage of tonight's race, which will ultimately decide the 8 drivers that will advance to the Championship 8. And as of right now, we already know Daniel Falkingham, a part of that 8. So 7 drivers will slot themselves in to the next round of the playoffs. So a lot on the line here with about 31 laps to go. Merck stays out front of Eberhardt right now. Here goes Miles and Wynn. So a lot of racing left here. No natural cautions in the first stint of tonight's race. Some really good racing there in the last couple laps, though. And we did have a green flag stop as well. So now the stage is set for all these drivers as Miles gets loose off the front bumper of Wynn. The stage is set to advance here in a couple weeks to the next round. So we'll see who, in fact, will stamp their approval here to that round.
Two to three pit stops. So probably 2 pit stops. What you think?
I would think so here. It looks like, I believe, 13, 14, 15 laps. So, we got about
yeah,
40 laps.
Two stops. I don't think anybody can make the one. So.
Yeah, a couple stops here.
Man, if we can keep this thing green and get some good stops, man, we'll probably spread this field out a little bit. We're gonna find out who's on their game tonight. So, you got to be able to get in there and get out, not speed. That's what I did last night. I sped coming out of pits. And I mean, it was like I just gassed up a little bit too soon. It doesn't take but a little bit. But yeah, we'll find out who's on the game tonight.
I'll tell you what, we have seen some really aggressive driving in the front of these packs. We've seen many splitting going on, and I'll tell you who one guy who does not have the respect of his drivers. This will be Kyler Wynn here tonight. Every chance some of these guys have gotten, man, they have split that 82 all night long. Eberhardt and Merck there, they did it. But now, hey, they're in the front. Now, Wynn going to return the favor with Basnez in tow. Merck, the sucker hole there in the middle. Westmoreland fouls. So does Malik Ray. Wynn back to the lead.
Yeah, it looked like Merck threw a parachute out right there. But, yeah, Freddie decided he was going to help Kyler out a little bit. But like you said, yeah, it doesn't seem like he's exactly the fan favorite right now.
Yeah, Basnez, I mean, he's praying for those yellows, but we might get one here.
Oh,
we do.
And there
Westmoreland up the track into Malik Ray. Actually, Malik Ray's going to be okay. Wagner involved, as is Jeff Merck, I believe. More bad luck for him. Wyatt Gray, Sean Corbett, Matt Lee, Dylan Jones. A big one here at Talladega to bring out the first natural caution here of the night. And just as I wanted to say it, and there they went. And that's going to be good news for, I believe, Freddie Basnez as he tries to scratch and claw his way back here. As you see damage to the front end of the 60, no fast repairs. So these cars going to have to come down pit lane. Heavy damage to James Wagner. And there is the side of his machine and the back end there. Eberhardt stays out front.
Yeah, it's going to be on Kyler there. Yeah, I'll put the warning on Kyler on that one. Bit of a late block there.
Let's watch this back. Late block here being called to the 82 of Kyler Wynn. You see the run here on the bottom. That's Eberhardt, Miles, McCullough. But Brock's going to
You're going to see Brock go down.
Yeah, Brock's good. He's clear. And it looks like Baznez goes up. Kyler's kind of a no man's land. He tries to cut the nose off the 4. Late block, and that's what puts Westmoreland right into the back of the 82. And time again, we see that, where the guy making that block just gets scotch-free and goes forward while everyone else wrecks. And that's the one thing I know we've been all trying to navigate how we can combat that, because oftentimes, like we said, the car making the block just has all that clean air in front. They're the ones not getting turned. But watch this. As soon as Westmoreland goes up, he gets into Baznez. Malik Gray, great move from him, and everyone's checking up. So that's why you see Merck there getting into Gray. And Merck, Wagner, it looks like even Jared Haynes involved. We'll see if Evan Carlbond can go high. I believe he has enough room. Oh, he scrapes the wall a little bit. I mean, Dylan Jones, Sean Corbett. It's just so many cars involved there in that yellow. And it was
unfortunate.
The first yellow of tonight's race that was natural.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Brock goes down, has a killer run, and then, look like Kyler had lost some speed there, and then he goes down and tries to block. And I'm sitting there looking at Kyler's car, and it has hardly no damage on it.
So first caution here of tonight's race. And that warning going to go on the 82. Who will remain the leader as of now, as we will about be halfway here tonight, Ron.
Yeah, we're getting close. Yes, if he calls us another caution, he'll get an EOL and a $5 fine. Hadn't had to do that much this season. I think I only had to do it one time this season so far.
Well, tomorrow night, it'll be the RMR Roughneck Madness Money Racing finale. Their Season 2 comes to conclusion, the Championship Series at Daytona in the next gen, I believe. So that'll be the last race. Looks like Freddie Baznez, for the most part, has the championship on lock. Daniel Falkingham, I believe, an outside chance. But that series will come to an end tomorrow night. It'll be live here on the PGR network, so make sure you tune in for that one. And we'll definitely get some news for what will be I'm assuming, third season on Wednesday nights coming down the road. And we will get with them and figure out the direction of that series. So a lot of series coming to an end here in the next couple of weeks. We saw the light series come to a conclusion a couple of weeks ago, and in hiatus right now, still racing on Monday nights. Kind of a lull here in the start of the summer, as we will actually launch the SummerSlam 499 here in the coming days. Hopefully tomorrow and or the next day. We should be able to get that up on the website and start. It's going to be close to a month and a week out, so definitely got to get those going. But luckily we have a very strong contingent of community members, and obviously built on the first SummerSlam, or what was actually the second SummerSlam, but the first really big SummerSlam last summer, and then the PGR 500. So I built some email lists, so able to click of a button, reach a lot of the drivers that have participated in the past. So looking forward to that. So that'll be on everyone's mind here as we get into July and head into the first week of August. But right now, all eyes here on Tuesday Night Thunder as the playoffs here, second week of the playoffs. Win, Malik Ray, side by side. They'll bring us to the green flag here. Halfway through, as the green flag flies again for Kyler Wynn, as he's one more cause away from an EOL and a monetary penalty here tonight, so we'll see how that changes his racing, because he's been very aggressive from the start here tonight.
Yeah, he has been. So if he gets another one, it'll be a EOL. He's in a situation where he's got to win, so I can understand the aggressiveness. Yeah, it kind of sucks when you take a bunch of other people out with that, you know.
Yeah, we'll see if any of those guys can battle back from their damage here tonight. And Jeff Merck, you see him trying to come back. He was up front most of the night, man. He just cannot break through on that bad luck streak. But it's not over yet. There's still plenty of time to get back up to the front for the 60 machine of Jeff Merck. And he right now has got some help from Bazinez in his rear view mirror. Up ahead of them, it's going to be Mark Von Dell in the 59. The Napa Chevrolet Camaro. Mark Von Dell trying to make his way up to the front. Wagner, we saw with some damage. He gets some fixed. There he is in the middle. He's looking sporty here as he makes his way back up here into the top 10. Still some damage there for Bazinez's front end as he gets back here in the draft, but Wynn's going to stay out front with Ashford now pushing way out front. These two guys right now as they cross the start-finish line. 38 of 70 in the books.
Yeah, those guys got a little tandem draft going, but you know, it'll die out. Here it goes here. You know, we got Verta getting a really good run. And giving Trevor a little slam draft there.
Yeah, Ashford back to the point as he goes up top to block the run from Wynn. And that opens up the door for his teammate Horta underneath. Jack Shack looking strong.
Hey, speaking of Mark, he's sitting back there being smart. You know, Mark's up there in the top 5 in points. So Mark's back there racing it smart. He wants to make sure he finishes the race. These cars are tough. They're pretty resilient. You know, you can get a little bit of damage and still run pretty fast, as we're seeing some of these cars have some damage.
2 by 2 as we look to hopefully have another strong green flag run here that could beat some, you know, lead into some more green flag stops.
See Kyler blinking a little bit there. Got a little single file action, but it's not going to last long. Here we go.
Yeah, Harper's going to say, hey, I want a piece of the lead here tonight. Here he comes, a big run. Wynn's going to block that run, and Wynn wants to just stay up front. And we'll see if he can. He's had a lot of cars being very aggressive on his rear as well. We'll see what that 4 does now. Is, man, these 3 locked bumper to bumper right here, and separate just a little bit, and that helps him get out front. Yep, Everhard not going to go with Wynn. He's going to go with Harper here. Wynn's going to get picked up by Merck, and Wagner now. Strong.
James Wagner back in the party. Heck yeah.
And he had quite a bit of damage. We showed it there on the wreck there, and man, not enough as Wagner not affecting him here tonight.
Good to see old Wagner up front. I know that series tomorrow night is paying some pretty big money. I may end up racing in that race tomorrow night. I'm going to be home, so might see me out there on the track again tomorrow night. Finally got my computer fixed, and I'm back in action.
Back in action is Ron Morrison. Never out of action here on Tuesday nights. As Merck now, I mean, all these guys get caught up in that wreck, have some damage, but it's not costing them here. Ron, they're right back up here front, racing for the win.
And Merck makes a block there and almost went too high. Got a little offset with Kyler, but they were able to save it there. Kyler had to back off a little bit there. Probably in his head with having cost him one already.
I mean, look at these guys. I mean, how aggressive. They just want to be in the front and nothing more, nothing less. As Wynn, again, he just does not want to give up the lead no matter what lap he's on. He's got his teammate Ray behind him now. Here comes Wyatt Gray. Gray into the picture, top 3 for him right now. I mean, Daniel Eberhardt, he is just trying tooth and nail to stay ahead of these guys, and he just cannot do it. And he's got some help a little bit, I believe, coming from Jared Haynes of the Jack Shack here in the top lane. So he's got both of them, a couple teammates. There's Trevin Astronaut, now Wagner. And here comes Malik. He's going to take his teammate right there on here into turn number 1. Side by side, we go 2 by 2. Oh. Merck not happy on the radio as temper's starting to flare here, Ron. And, you know, as we get closer and closer to the end, and, you know, there's a lot on the line here tonight. I mean, we might see some fireworks here, some more action as we get deeper into this run and into this race. And I'll tell you, I don't have the race radio on, but I could almost hear the race radio through your mic, and definitely Jeff Merck not happy.
Yeah, they get a little they get a little crazy out here. I mean, I like the banner a little bit myself. You know, a lot of people don't want any race chatter. I like a little bit of it until it gets out of hand. So, but yeah, I've seen Merck get hung out. It seems like more than anybody tonight. Keeps looking like he throws his parachute out.
Well, here he is fighting again here at the front, right behind Kyler Wynn, and you know he's going to be aggressive, pushing the 82. As the 82 is saying, hey, I don't want any of that. He's going to go down right in front of his teammate Ray. But Merck, a friendly face and foe behind him, is Matt Lee. I do not believe they are running here tonight, but they have worked together for a very long time, so we'll see if that cohesion is still there between the 60 and the 04 of Matt Lee. As Merck now, he is going to clear to the bottom. And he is back in position. Just like that. Matt Lee, he will lead that middle lane, and the longer we go here, the closer we'll get to that fuel run. I believe it'll still be a 2-lap race by the time they have to pit. Or, sorry, a 2-stop race.
Yeah, I'm trying to look now. Last caution was what, lap 30? Had a green flag on lap 35. Yeah, we got to be getting pretty close to stops here next 3 laps or so, I think.
Yeah, for my calculations, still a 2-stop race.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll definitely see if anyone can break this field up with that stop.
I think I need to turn this audio down a little bit. I used to have a button to do that. I don't have it set up yet.
Well, Merck doing a good job right now there on the bottom, as the drivers are going to get more and more content with staying put here and getting to that green flag stop and making sure they got the right buttons clicked. And I would say left side tires and fuel here on this stop.
Yeah, left sides and fuel.
As Wynn now aggressive to the back bumper of Merck. They go out front for a minute. Here comes them backing back up to the field here. But you see, Ron, really right now, everyone's kind of decided, hey, let's cool it. We almost wrecked there. Held it together. 24 laps to go now. Approaching green flag stop. No need to race too hard here.
Yeah. If they're being smart, that's what they're saying. That usually doesn't stop him, though, Mike.
No, it does not. And remember, some strategy can come into play as well. I mean, you know, we expect these guys to be coming down soon, and, you know, they could technically, you know, come down again pretty quick after that once they get in their window. You don't have to wait till the bitter end. So, be interesting to see here if we, you know, how these guys aim to, you know, tackle these pit stops here tonight. Because, like I said, you could essentially make that stop and then come down a little bit, you know, not too far down the road once you get in that pit window to make it on fuel. So a lot here to race for. As Eberhardt, the 90, back to the point. Here's Matt Lee. Ooh, he just fits in front of Wynn. Barely, nearly gets turned. And he makes his way to the bottom. 3 wide now, Astronaut. Here in that third lane. Horta, Evan, Carlbon, Corbett, a sandwich there in the middle, as is James Wagner. And middle lane there, I believe that's another Jack Shack driver. That's going to be Jared Haynes. So the Jack Shack lined up. Corbett, Falkingham's farther back. You know, I think Falkingham, too, he's, you know, just kind of thinking about these stops and saving some fuel a little bit. And
here we go. We got stops.
Stops are incoming. Eberhardt leads them down. Merck. There's Matt Lee, Kyler Wynn, Malik Ray, Steven Miles, Dylan Jones, Bazinez, and Corbett on the pit lane with 21 to go. So definitely one more stop here tonight. And like I said, you know, once they get into that window, I mean, it's not going to be long till they're in that window.
I think they're going to be about 7 laps short. So we'll see, you know, maybe 6 laps short. So we'll see if they run 6 or 8 laps and stop, or if they run it out. Maybe a couple different strategies here.
Yeah, Wyatt Gray leads this next pack with Harper. And that is Kenny McCullough, Astronaut, Horta, and Moore coming down pit lane now. And I'll tell you who's coming in hot. That's going to be a Gray. He's going to whoa it way down. He does. And here, these guys come on the pit lane with 21 to go. And now we will see, really, James Wagner pitted alone there, so maybe made a mistake. He is going to definitely lose the pack here.
James looked like he had some trouble back there. I saw him up by the wall. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. He might have got into the wall and had some damage or something.
Well, here comes your drivers that have made that stop 1 lap earlier. Kyler Wynn is going to lead that pack. And the pack still consists of Eberhardt and Merck, as well as Steven Miles, Dylan Jones, and here's Wyatt Gray. Way out front here, exiting with Harper, but the speed difference right here is going to hurt him. Wynn is getting close. Ooh, I'll tell you what, there goes Bazinez. Bazinez makes the move. Eberhardt goes with them 3 wide into turn number 3. Oh, there goes Gray. Gray's going to have to save it on the apron. He comes back up.
What a save. That's not going to hurt him too bad.
Not going to hurt him too bad.
He's going to lose that pack, but he's going to pick up that next pack.
I mean, look at these guys. No one up front wants to give an inch here tonight. I mean, no friends being made. These guys racing like it's the last lap up front. And 2 guys working together right now. Well, the new teammates here for RMR. That's Merck and Eberhardt. Eberhardt's clear. Merck is not. Let's see if they stay to the middle together. And Eberhardt gives his teammate a break there because he was clear. They're going to try to double clear. Here comes Wynn and Malik Ray. So now, guys, I mean, it's funny too, Ron, just how it works. Sometimes you just have to go with guys you don't necessarily like on the racetrack. You know, you got to follow the runs, and that's what Kyler Wynn doing right now. And, you know, much to the chagrin here of Jeff Merck and Eberhardt, I mean, they're way out front.
Yeah, we see with these cars, you can get a 2-3 car tandem and get a little run there, but it doesn't sustain though. It stalls out after a bit, but it may mean something here in the last couple laps of the race though. You might see some cars able to work together and get a run like that. So, you know, a lot of the stuff going on during a race like this is learning stuff, you know, throughout the race that you can use at the end.
And absolutely here, 18 laps to go. And
Wagner just goes a lap down, doesn't he? I think so. Yep.
You see the scoring on the top of your screen. As we currently have, I believe, 17 cars on the lead lap. Kyler win. Oh, he's going to... Oh, and Merck, I'll tell you, Merck is going to lose it. We are going to stay green as one off the racetrack. And Jeff Merck going to absolutely lose it. Eberhardt not happy either. He's going to go up and pinch Malik Ray. He's got wind behind him. Jeff Merck off the racetrack again. And I can only imagine what is being said now as Jeff Merck, he just spins it out. He is not happy. Heavy damage to the 60. We go back up front.
Look at that. Looked like Merck just kind of came up and doored Kyler there. I haven't really gone back to look at it in slow motion yet.
I mean, what a race here. We're going to see if we... Ooh, we're going to go back. We're going to go back really quick. I know there's a lot of action up front, but here is the incident with Jeff Merck, Kyler win. Ron will keep us updated here on what's happening in the front.
We got Stephen Miles to the point now. Hadn't called Stephen leading yet, but another driver that's up there pretty solid in the point. So Stephen Miles leading this pack.
Well, here's the incident. Win goes to the outside of Merck. Merck's going to pinch him up the racetrack. He's had enough, and he gets into the 82. And plenty of room there for the 82 to make the move, and Merck just wasn't having it. And that might cost him his race here tonight. As Jeff Merck, then after he makes that, wow, honestly, Malik nearly turns Win, and then, Win ends up unintentionally getting down in the Jeff Merck. So, I mean, crazy events there. And we'll go back live here to the front of this pack. 15
Freddie's
to go.
Up here trying to pack, but he is a lap down. So, or actually, he's at the tail end of the lead lap now. But Freddie trying to race his way back. Lead lap if something happens.
Jeff Merck, man, that's a tough one.
I hate it.
He's gotta, keep his cool a little bit there. I know he is very frustrated with the 82 here tonight, and they're just got to stick to that yellow line, keep the spot, because now he's going to be really fighting to come back here. I mean, he's essentially going to need a caution. He's going to have to get damage fixed. Being scored 37 seconds behind right now in 17th. So Merck in jeopardy of going a lap down here. Wagner, the first car, a lap down. Westmoreland, 2 down. So we'll see how this all plays out. I mean, madness here tonight on Tuesday Night Thunder. And here's the main pack. Eberhardt, your leader, 18 is Basnes. He is still trying to fight his way back into this race. As he gets turned by Eberhardt. Big wreck. Caution out. Basnes around.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, let's see.
And Freddie Basnes gets turned. As we go back to the replay here.
Yeah, that's going to be on Freddie.
Yeah, it looks like... I'm going to go back to that one here. Sorry about that. Getting a far chase here. And this will give us a good vantage point here. It looks like Eberhardt coming up a little bit, but, I mean, Eberhardt really still in his lane there on the bottom of the racetrack. So as Basnes comes down a little bit, they're just going to kind of meet in the middle. And that one to Basnes as he gets turned here in the front of the field.
Yeah, I really don't understand Freddie there. He was the only car 1 lap down. At that point, you got to kind of back off and just ride at the back of the pack in case something happens. Because the only way he's getting his lap back is for a wreck, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to cost him his night, possibly, as Basnes. is going to have to heavy on his brakes there as he gets backed up into the wall. So more damage to the 18.
And this stop here ought to take him to the end. So
yeah, we're back here live, and pit road is busy as Eberhardt leads them down and should be good to go on fuel now, especially with these pace laps. With just 13 laps to go. Not quite sure if they're good to go for 3 green-white checkers, but I do not think right now these guys thinking too much on that. You'll probably have some guys farther back in the pack double pitting here, as Wynn's going to lead them off pit lane. So, man, a crazy race so far here tonight. 12 laps to go. And we will take what will probably be our last race break of the night. And don't go far. The ending is coming, and it's coming quick. And 8 of the 16 playoff drivers will advance. So don't go anywhere. We have a lot of action left here on Tuesday Night Thunder. Back here live at Talladega. Michael Triscaro, Ron Morris Jr. going to take you all the way to the checkered flag here tonight as the pace car dives onto pit lane. It's Kyler Wynn, Nathan Harper, who will take this green flag, and it'll be 10 laps to go at the line. Action has picked up a lot here in the second stage. And now we are going to try and decide tonight's winner and the 8 that will advance to the final 8 in 2 weeks from tonight. in round number 2 of those playoffs. So here we go. Win out front. Horta pushing him here in turn number 1.
Yeah, let's get a little barn burner in here. I'm going to tell you who the biggest winner was on that caution. Jeff Merck, back on the lead lap. Oh, he just turned Miles.
Steven Miles off the pace. And we're going to try to go back real quick and take a look at Jeff Merck getting into Miles here. Watch this here real time.
Yeah, that's going to be a racing incident. Merck couldn't do anything there.
Yeah, heavy damage to the front of Miles. I mean, can't see him coming back from that. I mean, he hit the wall hard here. There's caution back out on the track. So caution is out.
Yeah, I call that a racing incident. He's getting pushed from behind by Freddie. Kind of pushes Miles up the track. Kind of hooks his left rear. Not really much he can do there when he's getting pushed like he is.
So that'll help these guys save enough fuel here if we do have a green-white checker or 2 here tonight. So that should not be an issue. As all these pace laps definitely helping the cause here.
I'm kind of glad you're not you don't have the race audio on tonight. You don't want to hear it.
Yeah, a lot of guys not too thrilled here in the race chat. Daniel Falkingham, though, he's already locked in, and he is racing pretty loosely here tonight. And just looking for another payday is the man in the 39 Ford out of Jonesport. So nothing to lose here for Falkingham, and that's a scary sight for all these drivers, because when Falkingham is already locked in and he's got nothing to lose, he's got a lot to gain. And we'll see if Falkingham can get back to victory lane, go back-to-back here in RMR.
I mean, them wins give you them bonus points that carry throughout the playoffs, man, you know. They're out here talking about lag switches now.
So pacing again here.
Did Freddie get a wave around?
Looks like Bassinez did get a wave around here.
There ain't no way. Yeah, I don't know.
So we have 8 laps to go now. It'll be 7 to go when we get around and 6 to go when we take the green flag again. Wynn, Horta, Harper, Lee, Falkingham. That's your top 5. 6 is Jones. McCullough is 7th. Haynes 8th. Ashronoff 9. Rounding out your top 10 right now, Mark Von Dell. So a lot can still happen here. The way we've seen these drivers up front, not give an inch, throw the blocks that they have thrown, split, and done everything they could do to get to the front. I don't think anybody is safe up here, and who's to say they don't wreck on the last lap and a guy 10th on back is able to come through the fray and get to victory lane. And that's why you got to stick around to the bitter end here, and the most viewers we've had all night right now, Ron Morris, and great timing as we have 1 more to go until we go back green.
Yeah, we're going to go back green with, 7 laps remaining? This all be a good 7-lap shootout. I'm looking forward to seeing some haymakers and probably some tempers flare before it's over with. Just hopefully it's not mine.
The pace car getting some action here in the second stage tonight, but the pace car lights now off. Wynn looks like he chooses the high side again. That's been his MO here, as that'll put the one of Horta down on the bottom.
Yeah, pace car driver almost had a little vacation day, but he's having to work a little bit here in the second half of the race. Not too bad, though. Oh, boy. Merck's all riled up tonight.
A riled up Merc is a fun Merc, and I'll tell you what, he is going to take no prisoners as he tries to make his comeback here, as he's being scored in the 16th position. Wagner back there as well in 17th. He's another driver up front for a lot of this race here tonight that just couldn't stay out of harm's way. Sean Corbett, another one here in the 45, trying to make his way back up to the front. You got Gray back here. I mean, a lot of great drivers. Malik Ray right now in 10th. So we'll see how this all shapes up. But it will be Kyler winning Horta, bringing us back to green here. Sold out crowd back on their feet.
They're about to make their way to the United Rentals restart zone. that's hard to get used to.
Well, yeah, I haven't even known that. Like I've been now just calling it the restart zone. So United Rentals, I did not know that was a new sponsor in there. I knew it wasn't Geico anymore, but United Rentals. I'll see if I could play that one right here this time by. As the pace car, again, to pit lane. We'll see if it's the last time or not for that. Into the Trialville. Kyler Wynn. Joe Horta. To the United Rentals restart zone. And we're back here, green, at Talladega.
Yeah, you guys from UR can send us $25 a piece for that.
Wynn clears down to the bottom. 6 to go here on Tuesday night. Dylan Jones now up front, pushing Matt Lee in the middle lane. Bottom lane, though, has the surge right now outside turn number 2. It's all Wynn. Horta. Here comes Nathan Harper.
Yeah, don't expect Nathan. There he goes. Don't expect him to stay down there very long. And Kyler goes up to block him. Kyler's going to do everything he can to knock off home run like Trevor did in the last week of regular season tonight. He was asking earlier, does he get in with a win? So, trying to call his shot.
Nathan Harper slicing and dicing his way to the very front of the field. You don't need to lead them all. You just got to lead the last one. We'll see if Harper can get the job done in the number 4. Win. He's been up there, though, all night long. But a lot of guys behind him not happy with him. Will he make it to the flag here tonight? Here comes the 39, funky man, Daniel Falkingham. A big push down the backstretch we go. Third lane for Daniel Eberhardt.
Yeah, let's see if that third lane is able to get some momentum there. You got Daniel being pushed by his teammate, Merck. And Wagner's up there with him, too. So we got the, R&R. They've decided to drop back now.
See Vondell, he's just sitting there in the middle, waiting to strike if something happens here. Matt Lee fading just a little bit in the third lane with Dylan Jones. Matt Lee's going to have to battle back. It's that first lane right now really working well. The second fading as well. That's great news for Nathan Harper. Is he a sitting duck is the question. Corbett turned. Caution back out on the racetrack. Evan Carlbon around. That'll put us in NASCAR overtime.
See if we can figure out what happened here.
Lots of damage to the 45 of Sean Corbett.
Yeah, that's just getting pushed 4 or 5 deep.
And we'll see it here on the replay. And like we said, nobody giving an inch. And it is pushing the pusher to pushing the pusher all the way through the pack. And that is going to end up turning Corbett here. I mean, you could see this overhead view of how tight these drivers are right now, bumper to bumper. Corbett actually trying to lay off just a little bit here. We'll see. Looks like he's possibly, yeah, there it is. Eberhardt into Carlbahn. As Carlbahn then pushes Corbett, as Corbett has nowhere to go, as he's already touched in the front or the rear end of Wyatt Gray. They just get offset there, and the 78 ends up turning the 45 of Corbett. And watch this, Corbett heavy on the brakes, but it's not going to be enough as he slams into the safer barrier. A ding to the rear end, and then the front left, and heavy damage for Corbett, as that'll send him to the back of the field and onto pit lane, where he will try to get as much damage fixed as he can. You see the left front wheel being exposed here, and man, that's pretty much going to end the night, or any chances of Corbett had at either winning or cashing here tonight. And Hart goes out to him there, just trying to ride around, and nowhere to go for Sean Corbett there.
I was muted there.
Yeah,
I hate to see that happen. Kind of hard to put that on somebody when they're pushing 5 deep. Hate to see it for Corbett. Hopefully, he can get some damage fixed and maybe still have a chance to get in a cash spot.
We shall see. As we head to green, white, checkered, and it could have up to 3 attempts. This will be the first attempt. If we make it around to the white, the race will be official, no matter what the next flag will be after that. And we will see if it'll take 1, 2, or 3 here tonight. As Nathan Harper here in P1, Horta, Astronaut, Kenny McCullough here now in the front of this pack, and Malik Ray in 5th. So that's how we stand here right now. As the pace car light's still on, as they make their way back around here, and should go off this next time by and get back to racing here.
Yeah, Kenny flexing a little muscle tonight, trying to get himself up there. Kenny usually rides in the back a good bit, but it seems tonight he's been, ever since the stage break, he's been keeping himself up in the front 4th of the field or so. I see some guys riding around the bottom, trying to save as much fuel as they can. So we may have a couple that's close.
Well, we're going to rack them up here and get these guys back in the double file.
We're going to have Merck and Kyler side by side, it looks like, are real close to each other.
Well, Harper's going to have choice here. It looks like he's going to remain on the bottom of the racetrack. That'll put Horta to the top, McCullough behind Harper, and that'll put Astronaut behind his teammate there. So, interesting here.
Yeah, I know Nathan trusts Kenny pushing. He knows Kenny's a good pusher, so probably why he wanted to stay there, thinking that maybe if he got up in front of Astronaut, he wouldn't get a real great push there either. So all these things you got to think about when you got lane choice there. Wyatt Gray still up here in the top 6. Jared Haynes having a good run tonight. Oh well, I was looking at the starting position, not the current running position. My bad. Yeah, Jared's back there in 13th.
Well, here we go. First attempt at a green-white checkered. A win, and you advance to the top 8. And we will not have an updated points right away, but Ron will get that up, and obviously we will find out who the top 8 will be in 2 weeks' time. And they'll do battle in a couple races, and then we'll get it all the way down to our championship 4. The only way to get there right now is by finishing tonight's race and getting yourself locked into that 8. Harper, the 4. Horta, the 1. As we get to the restart zone again, the green flag back in the air as we find out who will win here on Tuesday Night Thunder.
A little bit of stack up in the inside lane, but looks like Harper's going to get out to a little bit of a lead there. Don't want to get out too big of a lead.
Horta now the lead, and that's what I was nervous for Harper there. You know, Horta's got a teammate behind him. He is clear. We'll see if he takes it. Joe Horta now in the driver's seat if he wants it. They're going to try to double clear. I do not believe they will be able to do so, but Horta now down. The Jack Shack controls the front 2 spots, which is 2 to go. If we take that white flag, it'll be official.
I was really surprised he waited that late, but like you said, they control that front line now, both are front lines. So we are going to get the white flag. It's going to be official.
Oh, and they're going to wreck. There goes
flag.
Harper. There goes Ashroff. Kenny McCullough hard into the wall. Horta now is sitting duck as they're all 3 wide behind him. He's got too big of a lead, Ron. I'm not sure if he's going to make it work. Malik Ray's got all the surge with Lee.
Have a
They're going to go to the middle.
Here.
Malik Ray, can he win the stage and win the race? Lee not racing for the championship. Ooh, Kyler wins. Oh, my God, Kyler win. Now, Falkingham, he's had chemistry with Lee. They've ran together before. Side by side at the front. Outside of turn number 4, it's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's going to get it? Matt Lee right now is looking good. He's ahead of Malik Ray. Can Malik Ray pull it off again? Not sure he's going to do it. The funky man with the push underneath Lee as Matt Lee to victory here. Wait, did Falkingham steal it? I think he did.
Falkingham stole it.
Oh, my God. Daniel Falkingham, the winner. Unprecedented. And what a run those guys had down the front stretch.
Oh, my goodness.
Matt Lee second, Horta third, and man, I got that wrong. It looked like Falkingham, or it looked like Lee had crossed the finish line first. Kenny Real in the chat saying Lee hit his brakes to let Dan win. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. Daniel Falkingham as he celebrates another victory back-to-back Tuesday Night Thunder victories for the 39 as he's going to burn him down here for the Talladega faithful. Getting our viewers a little dizzy here. Daniel Falkingham, the winner. And reports that Matt Lee slowed down to have Falkingham win. We'll have to take a peek at that, but go to the checkered flag here. Keep an eye on Matt Lee. As Matt Lee, Kyler goes to the bottom, knowing Malik's going to go or stay bottom with him. Falkingham comes right behind Lee, and here's that drag race we were talking about. And here they come down to the line. Yeah. Wow. I mean, they're not wrong in the chat. Matt Lee hits the brakes. Unbelievable. That is the first time I've ever seen. We're going to watch this in real time from the cockpit. Yeah, he let off. He let off the throttle. And Daniel Falkingham gets the victory lane. I have not ever seen anything like that. And wow, that is yeah, I don't know. Don't want to get too opinionated on here, but I don't care who's on my team or off my team or who's what and where. I'm winning that damn race. That's why I do this. So
that's right.
I've tried to win a lot of these races. I've won a couple, you know, in some of the bigger promotions, but I ain't hitting a break. I'm not letting off. I'm winning that race. So, man, that's interesting there. Definitely, we'll have to hear from them both. We're going to have them both up here in the booth. We'll maybe bring them in together, but we're going to wait on Horta. We'll see if Joe Horta's here. And Joe Horta now here in the booth will bring the third place finisher, and that's going to be Joe Horta, the Jack Shack. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man. What's up?
Wow, man. Well, we thought you were in such a good position there. And unfortunately, things kind of changed there on that last lap. Kind of a sit and duck there coming off turn number 2. We're watching it right now on the replay. Malik Ray, obviously, a big run with Lee. They're going to go right outside of you there. But, hey, I mean, it could have been worse, as it looked like most of the field was going to overtake you once you got that big lead by yourself. But you're able to still stay on the podium here tonight. Tell us about your race.
It's a scary view being about second clear of the field, seeing them 4 wide behind me, knowing I'm going to be a sitting duck. But it was a good race. I was scared these cars were going to be like single file on the bottom the whole time, but I don't know if the weather changed. The track was a lot cooler than the session we had before. Seemed like second lane was able to stay up there with the first, and it was actually pretty good racing. But I wish I could have gotten Trevor that win there. I was kind of setting up where we would just control the lanes, and it would be a battle between me and him, so we can get good points and hopefully get him the win. But it didn't work out that way. But I'm glad to survive and round off the podium. But wish we would have finished a little bit better, but that's how it goes.
Well, talk about your team. You know, the Jack Shack is a very strong team, especially of late. You guys got numbers, but more importantly, you got really good race car drivers there over in the stable. And, most of all, you guys are friends, and I think that really helps you out on the racetrack.
Yeah, we just work together really well. It doesn't matter if we're racing or not, playing a whole different game. We're always in chat, talking to each other. So we got a really good bond, and I'm thankful to have that connection with all of them. But yeah, we had our plan, try to get as many of the playoff guys up to the front and get the points that they needed, but it kind of just fell apart as it always does in these, but it was a fun race.
Well, Joe, podium position here tonight. Great race for you. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Obviously, the Jack Shack. Appreciate those guys a lot. And thank you for putting on a good broadcast every night. I appreciate it.
All right, well, that was Joe Horta, your third place finisher here tonight. And we're going to do something unusual. We're going to bring up second and first place here tonight. And we're going to let Ron Morris Jr. handle the interviews of P2 Matt Lee and P1 Daniel Falkingham. You're with Ron Morris.
You let me deal with this. Well, we'll start with Matt. Well, hey, Matt, man, good run. Glad to see you back.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a good chance to win that race there. Tell us what you could have done a little different, maybe pull off the W.
I probably could have stayed in the gas instead of being like, hey, I'm not a playoff guy here. Guys, go around me.
Oh, man. Man, it was a real good race. I thought of course, we went first stage without any cautions, went caution free. And it kind of looked like we were going to do it the second half, and of course, cautions breed cautions. But I still thought it was really good race. A lot of really good haymaker blocks and stuff going on. Car looked really racy. The track, I had to make that new session, and the track was really cool because I just rushed through it. But car looked really racy. Looked like it had a lot of grip. Cars look really fast, but what'd you think? I don't know how much you've raced this new build, but what'd you think about the car?
What I noticed was like the side draft that we had before really wasn't there. Like to park that bottom line, like I literally had to door slam Kyler and Malik a couple times to kind of stall them down there on the bottom. That's kind of how I made up some track position. Yeah, that side draft really just isn't there like it was before. So you just gotta be super aggressive and race these guys like they race us.
That's right. I know you're always tough in this car. Always up front whenever we run this car. But well, good to see you back, man. Hope to see you back out here for the rest of the races this season.
Yeah, I'll try to get around when I can. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man. Who you want to shout out to? You want to thank tonight?
Yeah, you guys putting this on. Doing the broadcast, everything. Blanchardstone. About it.
Cool. You up here with us too, Falkenham?
Hello, how we doing?
What's up, man? Hey, the only winner in the first stage of the playoffs, man. What'd you think about the race tonight?
Yeah, I'm still trying to contemplate what just happened because I had no idea that any of that was happening. I just pulled low because I was just gonna push Matt because I feel like that was my best chance to win the race, and I just pulled low. I thought I was gonna run second, but then whatever happened. I'm still trying to figure that out. But overall, the race it was all right. I just hate I got buried on that last little run before the GWC because I was just trying to shove Kyler. I was double orange, blinking red at one point, and everyone else was going 3 wide, so that put us back in the pack. And I restarted 11th. I think I was 11th on the white flag when we somehow came through with that. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what that was all about at the end. But like I said, I don't know how it's going to be scored. Whatever happens, happens. I can't believe I'm even sitting here now. But, I mean, whatever happens, I guess we'll take it, I guess. I
know this ain't come over popular with a lot of people, but, I mean, what's any different than a guy behind somebody pushing them to the win and never trying to pass them? I mean, so it is what it is. I mean, I can't.
All right, it is what it is. Like I said, I had no idea this was going on. Matt and I weren't even in the same VC during the race.
Right. I mean, that's a lot different. That's a lot different than somebody throwing an intentional caution or something. Like Matt said earlier, he didn't really affect anybody's race other than his. I mean, I know he gave you some bonus points, and I mean that may prove to be big in the end. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You already made it. Right,
yeah, right. Let's say we already made it through. I was just content on just finishing second, just push Matt to the win, because I feel like he has my best chance to just move up positions and whatnot. Because also we're racing for the money spots too, like the top 5, whatever. But all that happened, so that was Matt's decision. I had nothing to do with it. We were just racing to the end, and whatever happened happened.
It's going to be like it is. I know a lot of people don't want it to be like that, but
I know we want. We try to promote fair racing and all that, and I think we do a good job of that. Like I said, I was definitely blindsided by that, but whatever happens, we'll just move on to the next one, and try to go make this championship.
Gotcha. Well, who you want to thank other than Matt?
I guess thanks Matt for slamming the brakes. What's gonna happen? I usually stream all my races. I wasn't streaming tonight because I wrecked myself in the Coke race and was mad at myself, so I didn't feel like streaming this race. I usually stream all my races, so everything knows what's going on. I wasn't streaming, but I feel like everyone knows me pretty well that I wouldn't do stupid crap like that. So.
Hey, I will don't get too caught up in that, man.
That was all me being a drunk.
But anyways, I just thank you for putting this on, Ron. Thanks to Mike for putting the broadcast on. Thanks to everyone in the races, and shout out to Nathan and Wyatt Gray as well.
Cool, man. All right, man. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again before the season's over, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Ron. But hopefully we can go make this championship when it's all said and done.
Yes, sir, man.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Well, those were your first and second here tonight. Had to put Ron Morris Jr. in the fray here, and
on the spot.
Got to just sit back, relax there through those interviews, and Daniel Falkingham, and didn't put him on the screen. I was listening intently to those 2 interviews there, and we heard what we heard, but all that matters is the results on your screen. Daniel Falkingham, back-to-back winner here in Tuesday Night Thunder, as he's gonna have a bankroll heading into the next 2 races to try to get him to that championship race. He is atop the pylon in Talladega, P1. Matt Lee, second here tonight. Joe Horta rounds out your podium in third. Malik Ray on the outside looking into that podium in fourth here. Kyler Wynn in 5th, Jared Haynes 6th, Wyatt Grace 7th, D3 in 8th, Stephen Miles 9th, and rounding out your top 10, James Wagner.
All right, I'll take 11th. 11th's going to be Freddie Bassineau. Got Mark Vondell is going to end up 12th. Evan Carlbon 13th. Jeff Mert, not a bad comeback to finish 14th. Dylan Jones 15th. Got Nathan Harper back to 16th. Trevor Aspernoff 17th. Kenny McCullough 18th after a real strong run there. Just a few laps to go. Brock Westmoreland is going to be a lap down 19th. And Sean Corbett ended up the top 20, and Josh McCullough did not start the race.
Well, those were your finishing results here tonight, and we will be off next week for the holiday week. We'll return in a couple weeks here for the second round of the playoffs, the round of 8. Round of 8 drivers. They'll race for a couple weeks, and then we'll set our championship for. So only 3 races remain here in season number 6. And we'll have all the action here live on the PGR eSports Network in 2 weeks from tonight. I want to thank my broadcast partner here tonight, Ron Morris, and all you who joined us here tonight. For myself, Michael Triscaro, and PGR eSports, we'll see you tomorrow night for R&R's Championship Series.